At Nemarian Capital, we bring you the latest stock news each day. Please like and subscribe so we can bring these articles to you each day. Thank you.
Today, January 11, 2023, cost to borrow Mullen stock plunges 96%. Bullish speculators continue to hold the line. Shares of electric vehicle upstart Mullen Automotive gained over 5% on Wednesday. The cost to borrow to short Mullen stock fell dramatically from prior highs. Bullish speculators remain undeterred, raising some questions. Though aspirational business enterprises typically suffer from credibility concerns, advocates for electric vehicle upstart Mullen Automotive, Nasdaq MULN, continue to hold the line. Lately, news broke that the cost to borrow, or the rate of the underlying secured loan to initiate a short position, for Mullen stock plunged nearly 96% from its peak. Still, bullish investors piled in, with shares gaining over 5% on Wednesday's afternoon session. According to data from Fintel, at the opening bell today, the short borrow fee for Mullen stock hit 32.1%. That's well below the peak rate of 742.53%, set between the January 2nd and January 3rd sessions. At the time of writing, the cost to borrow dipped even more to 29.35%. To be sure, this rate pings exceptionally high relative to normal market conditions. According to Finance Train, the typical fee for a stock loan is 0.30% per annum. In case of short supply, when many investors are going short on a stock, the fee may go up to 20 to 30% per annum. Therefore, a healthy premium still exists for traders desiring to take the negative position. Nevertheless, the remarkable transition from hot to cold may give some speculators, on both sides of the aisle, pause. An increase in stock borrow rates may squeeze, some short sellers into closing their positions, getting out to realize their remaining mark-to-market profits and exiting before other buy-to-covers drive the stock price up, stated S3 Partners analyst Ihor Dusanievsky when discussing the informational value of short borrow fee dynamics. Bulls continue charging into Mullen stock. Despite the rapid deceleration in borrowing costs, the majority of bullish traders signal continued optimism for Mullen stock. In particular, sentiment in the derivatives market strikes red hot to the long side of the equation. According to Fintel, the current put-to-call ratio for Mullen stock sits at 0.09. This ratio shows the total number of disclosed open put option positions divided by the number of open call options. Since puts are generally a bearish bet and calls are a bullish bet, put-to-call ratios greater than 1 indicate a bearish sentiment, and ratios less than 1 indicate a bullish sentiment. More impressively from the optimist's perspective, Mullen's put-to-call ratio rates as number 4,811 out of 356,467 entries. In other words, Mullen stock represents one of the most bullish trades in the U.S. equities market. Still, the extreme enthusiasm for the upstart EV maker raises questions. Fundamentally, when too many traders bet on the same horse, this action invites a contrarian response, hence, the earlier high cost to borrow fee. Ironically, the meme stock phenomenon initially sparked because too many institutional players bet against certain embattled organizations. Indeed, Warren Buffett warned that investors should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Peculiar trading dynamics point to certain limited opportunities. Although Mullen stock may not be appropriate for risk-averse investors, speculators do have one objective reason to consider shares. Depending on the time frame and trading discipline, Mullen can be lucrative. According to information compiled by TipRanks, among all surveyed investors, 1.1% of their portfolios held Mullen stock. Further, sentiment toward the EV maker pinged as negative. However, among the top investors, of which 0.6% of portfolios held Mullen, sentiment rang out as very positive. The sentiment difference comes down to performance. Among all investors, in the last 30 days, their return on Mullen stock reached just under 1%. However, among top investors, their return averaged 29% during the same period. Stated differently, if traders are willing to move in and out of Mullen stock, the rewards can be incredible. However, holding on to shares, as many retail investors tend to do, yields relatively little gains.
Thanks for watching. Numerian Capital News. Please come back tomorrow for another stock news update. Thank you.